Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The possibility of Giannis Antetokounmpo asking to be traded increases every day, and the Warriors would be the ideal landing spot for the star, because he would join Stephen Curry and they would form a duo feared by their Western rivals. The Warriors want to sign Giannis Antetokounmpo to have the best duo in the NBA and become champions again. The Milwaukee Bucks hit the lottery, selecting Giannis Antetokounmpo with the 15th pick in the 2013 NBA draft, as he wasn't a highly recruited prospect. Less than a decade later, the Greek Freak and the rest of the team were able to capture the team's first championship in 50 years. Now in 2025, the team has failed to come anywhere near that level of success, and the ignorance between their star player and the team could be growing after failing to put together a championship-level roster. Luckily, they have options. In a league-altering move, the Bucks could send Antetokounmpo across the country to the Bay. The Golden State Warriors could give up Jonathan Kuminga, as he has grown frustrated with his team as well. On top of Kuminga, they would give up Brandon Podziemski, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Moses Moody, and 2 first-round picks. As Father Time catches up to Stephen Curry, he has to think about the roster built around him. Giannis could step in and line up as their starting center, something Curry has gone his whole career without. Damian Lillard's Achilles injury puts Milwaukee in a tough spot, but it does give them a chance to make a trade like this to gather a bunch of positive assets. Antetokounmpo has shown his love for the city that drafted him, commenting that he has never wanted to leave. He has jumped on every contract extension possibility presented to him, but at 30 years old, teaming up with Curry and the rest of the Warriors may be a great idea. Golden State Warriors fans happy after Giannis Antetokounmpo report. The NBA Finals have come and gone, and shortly after, the NBA draft took place. Now, the focus turns towards free agency, which coincides with major trades taking place, as roster construction or deconstruction is in full force this time of the year. The Golden State Warriors will be able to set themselves up to compete for an NBA title during the 2025-26 season with proper offseason moves. Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. will have his hands full as the club aims to add more size and shooting to the roster to support Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. The team has been linked to Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo in a potential trade, though all signs have pointed towards him not being available on the market. If the Bucks don't build their squad around Antetokounmpo, though, his future with the organization could be in question. According to the New York Post, the New York Knicks, Miami Heat and Warriors are among the franchises interested in Antetokounmpo if he becomes available for trade. While there is nothing concrete with this report, Warriors fans were left happy. Imagine Giannis going to the Warriors, he will bring at least 6 rings to Curry, one fan said. If the Warriors get him, the league is absolutely cooked, another fan said. Money Mike, do your thing, one fan told Dunleavy Jr. Mike, please make this happen, another fan suggested to the Warriors general manager. Do not let this man go to the Warriors, for the love of God, one fan warned the NBA. Do Warriors have the means to get Giannis? One fan asked. Evidently, the Heat are in the running to land every superstar, hypothetically, but they never are willing to part with enough talent to make a move. Milwaukee Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, 34, drives past Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga, 0-0, in the second quarter at the Chase Center. If a move holds out too close to the season, Golden State might struggle to have the means to strike a deal to land the Greek superstar. Warriors fans ready to say goodbye to beloved veteran after draft shock. This could mean the end. The Golden State Warriors made multiple trades in the lead-up to and during the second round of Thursday's NBA draft, with the franchise ultimately ending up with the 52nd and 56th overall picks where they took Alex Tui and Will Richard. The decision to trade up to the 56th pick and take Richard came as a particular surprise given most mocks had the 22-year-old going undrafted, but his arrival could mean the end for a beloved veteran in Gary Payton II. Will Richard could be the Warriors' answer to replacing Gary Payton II. In giving Golden State a B- grade, Kevin O'Connor of Yahoo Sports notes that Richard was a key player in Florida's run to the national championship behind his energetic defense. Does energetic defense sound familiar? It's certainly been Payton's calling card for the Warriors, where he's carved out an excellent career and was a huge part of the 2022 championship. Yet at 32 years old and with injury issues over the last 3 years, Payton's future is incredibly uncertain as an unrestricted free agent. Richard could be the answer to Golden State finding a cheaper, younger version of Payton, and one that the franchise may potentially have on a two-way contract depending on what happens elsewhere in free agency. Payton's time with the Warriors was probably in a little bit of jeopardy anyway, with his limitations as a shooter making him less valuable to a team that needs to add some offensive juice after ranking 17th on that end of the floor last season. After appearing in just 66 games over the previous 2 years, Payton did get his body right and appeared in 62 games for Golden State, where he averaged 6.5 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 1.3 assists in 15 minutes per game. The veteran guard did start hitting a higher percentage of his threes after the All-Star break, but still ended at just 32.6% as opposing defenses continue to pay him no respect from beyond the arc. Richard shouldn't have that issue if he can develop into a rotation player, having drilled a solid 35.9% on 5.6 attempts per game with the Gators during his senior year. Richard joins a team that already possessed Brandon Podziemski, Buddy Hield, and Moses Moody as players at the two-thirds position, making it more and more likely that there will be no room for Payton in Steve Kerr's rotation going forward. Payton is coming off a 3-year, $27 million contract he signed after the 2022 championship, with a chance he'll have to take a veteran minimum contract this offseason, whether that's with the Warriors or elsewhere. Warriors draft pick. Will Richard draws comparisons to two elite role players. Who did the Golden State Warriors draft on Thursday night? The Warriors traded down in the second round from the 41st pick to grab the 52nd and 59th picks from the Phoenix Suns. With the 59th pick, the Warriors drafted Will Richard, a guard out of Florida. Let's break down the Will Richard player comps to see what kind of boost the Warriors roster may have just gotten. Warriors draft pick. Will Richard is a 3-and-D sharpshooter. Richard averaged 13.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 1.7 steals in his senior year at Florida. More importantly, he shot 36% from 3 and nearly 40% in his first year as a Gator. Richard is a proven winner, grabbing a national title in his senior year. He played a key role in the championship game as Florida's leading scorer with 18 points. He also led the team in rebounds during that game with 8. NBA.com's profile lists a couple Will Richard player comps. Richard shares physical traits and a skill set with 3-and-D guys like Malik Beasley and Alex Caruso. He's projected as a second-round pick and will likely begin his career off the bench. If Richard could become Beasley or Caruso, the Warriors would be elated. The Warriors need more guard defenders and three-point shooting, and Richard could fill both of those roles. The Warriors should pray that one of these Will Richard player comps comes to fruition. The Warriors probably should have traded for Caruso multiple times over the last couple of seasons. They just saw what a key role a player like that can play on a championship team. If Richard can come close to that kind of player, this pick is a home run. New report on Warriors parting ways with key player. Gary Payton too has become a fan favorite among the Golden State Warriors faithful over the years. He was a key piece in bringing the latest NBA title to the Bay in 2022, and after he left that offseason to sign with the Portland Trail Blazers, the Warriors felt the void left in his spot. Golden State quickly reacquired Payton too via trade, and he has remained on the team since. In the 2024-25 season, Payton too averaged only 6.5 points per game on 32.6% from beyond the arc, and yet again faced injury issues, playing in only 62 games. With the Warriors above the tax line and looking to remain flexible under the new collective bargaining agreement, they could let Payton too walk in free agency, according to a new report by Monty Poole of NBC Sports Bay Area. Gary Payton too, a fan favorite beloved by his teammates, might have played his last game with the Warriors. Payton will become an unrestricted free agent on Monday, and his return to Golden State is in serious jeopardy, multiple NBA sources told NBC Sports Bay Area on Friday and Saturday, Poole wrote. He continued to write, "Golden State still likes him, and there's still a chance he's back," another source said of the Warriors. But they have a lot of moving parts as they work through the Jonathan Kuminga situation, so Gary could land elsewhere next season. Peyton too was the Warriors' best point-of-attack defender and a highly athletic player at the guard position, and could be very valuable for teams looking for defense-first players on the free agent market. Warriors lose out on golden opportunity to land perfect backup point guard. The Golden State Warriors will not be trading for this former Chicago Bulls player. One of the biggest needs that must be addressed for the Golden State Warriors is the backup point guard position. A key opportunity to acquire a proven veteran was just taken away from the Warriors front office. Shams Charania had some breaking news on Twitter/X for everyone today. The NBA insider revealed that a trade target who had been linked to the Warriors previously was on his way elsewhere. Charania wrote, "Breaking, the Chicago Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro," sources tell ESPN. NBA Draft Combine Day 1 shockers. Cooper flag grew. That ultimately wound up being the entire trade package. There was no additional draft pick compensation, or anything of the sort. It was just a straight-up one-for-one player swap between the Bulls and Cavaliers. Cavaliers president of basketball operations Kobe Altman and his staff have targeted Ball for months, inquiring about him at the February trade deadline and then ultimately finalizing the deal Saturday, Charania added in his write-up about the deal. The older of the Ball brothers in the NBA is a tough miss for the Warriors. After finally returning to the court following several missed seasons due to an injury suffered in the 2021-22 season, the former Bulls guard showed promise in the 2024-25 season. There was still work that needed to be done for Ball to return to the high-level role player he was before the missed seasons. However, the former top 5 pick represented a guard that could have comfortably ran the bench unit for Golden State. There would have been some opportunity for featuring Ball alongside Stephen Curry as well. The impressive 6'6" frame, coupled with the defense and shooting ability possessed, would have made the UCLA alumni a solid fit beside Curry in lineups. The Warriors will now have to turn elsewhere to address the position. Seeking one in the return package for a potential Jonathan Kuminga sign-and trade appears the most likely outcome at this point.